You're listening to The Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Domashevitz.
Yeah, Monday. Good morning, especially. Wow, don't usually record in the mornings, but yeah. Afternoon, evening, and good night. Welcome to The Scrimmage.
Andrew and I did have a private conversation, slightly concerned about whether you would be able to function this early on a Sunday, specifically on a Sunday.
Yeah, I usually sleep a lot on the weekends.
Yeah. I'm Justin Domashevitz. My
Daniel
co-host
Hargrove.
Daniel Hargrove is here with me. We also have our trusty producer, Andrew Gross, and we are, like Daniel said, recording on a Sunday morning so we can bring the show to you even when we have schedule conflicts.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about LeBron today.
What? I didn't see that anywhere on here.
Ninja style.
When did that happen?
Stealthy.
Mariners also had their draft. Going to chat about that a
LeBron?
little bit as well. No, LeBron did not get drafted.
Oh.
We got some other good stuff too. Let's get to it with
You'd be the best baseball player ever.
debatable.
It's not just a home or a car, it's the 6 months you save to get your Ultra HD flat screen just in time for football season. It's the overtime you worked for that third car so that your team can drive themselves to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or a combo, State Farm agent Mark Rossetti sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Mark understands what your things really mean to you and is here to help you give them the protection they deserve. Visit Mark Rossetti at 613 Oak Street in Aberdeen for your home and auto insurance today.
Let's go, huddle up. Gotta hurry. Hey, 2-minute situation, 44 seconds, hand the ball to the ref. Gonna do it right. 3-jet Buckeye, on 1 right 3.
The 2-minute drill starts now.
Yes, this is the 2-minute drill brought to you by State Farm agent Mark Rossetti. A Zoom call took place on Friday with roughly 100 NBA players expressing concerns about playing in the Disney World bubble. Portland's Carmelo Anthony was one of the biggest names to express concerns publicly. Justin, should we be concerned that the NBA season will not restart in July as planned?
I don't think so. Maybe a tiny bit of concern is warranted. I feel like almost every player that I actually heard real concerns from were just saying, we have questions, we want more information. They're concerned not only about what the health and safety measures are, but what the quarantine situation is going to be. Some of them may not want to be trapped in a bubble at Disney World for a few months without being able to leave. Overwhelmingly, I think, number one, most of these guys want to play. They want to play in the playoffs, and all of them want to get paid. So I think in the end, the financial ramifications of not playing will outweigh everything else they're concerned about, and we're going to end up having basketball as scheduled. On Monday, ESPN released a full NFL redraft, with Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson going second to the Washington Redskins. The only player picked ahead of Russ was Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Daniel, what do you think of Mahomes being picked ahead of reigning PFF MVP Russell Wilson?
I think that's about the only understandable player you could think to do that, because regardless of who you think is actually better at the moment, I'm assuming this is for the future and not just for 1 year as well. You get more of Patrick Mahomes'
I think they went 5-year span.
5-year span?
Yeah.
It's a little tighter, but Russell is starting to get up there. I don't know. That makes it a little closer, but you get more of Patrick Mahomes' prime, I feel like, than you would of Russell at this point. So you got an argument there. I think if you were building your team with older dudes who are like right in their prime right now, you'd want Russell Wilson in there. Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey took responsibility on Monday for his star James Harden not being able to get over the hump to the NBA Finals. Morey said, "Most days I wake up saying, I've let them down because I haven't gotten him the right players to win a title." Wow. Most days, huh? That's rough. Justin, is Harden's failure Morey's fault?
I think it's a little weird that Daryl Morey is waking up in the morning thinking about James Harden. But also, I would have to say, if it is Daryl Morey's fault that James Harden has turned into this unwatchable beast of a basketball player who only passes the ball when he can get an assist and is incredibly inefficient on the offensive end, then yes, I hate you, Daryl Morey. Although I would argue that he has done some things to try to pair great players with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he got Chris Paul there, and it seemed like it was a marriage that would work out, and James Harden just wasn't able to figure out how to play with one of the best point guards we've seen in the last couple of decades. So I don't think it's Morey's fault, but if he wants to take responsibility, then I hate him. ESPN's Adam Schefter. Yeah, I'm here. I was just thinking about James Harden when I woke up in the morning. ESPN's Adam Schefter has reported that Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook will not be showing up for camp or beyond without a reasonable extension. Cook is headed into the final year of his rookie deal, and the Vikings are reportedly in no hurry to extend him. Daniel, does Cook deserve to get paid?
Deserves an interesting word here. I think that he's a player that's warranted of it. He's a darn good player, so you would assume that you would want to keep that good player. He's a second-round pick. He's on year 4 of that rookie deal. I think that you would want to reward him for how he was played, especially in a system that seems to be going more towards the ground of the last year. So I would think, yeah, you want that guy in your team. Extend him, especially if they're asking for reasonable.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know where I was going with that either. I'll Daryl Morey it and take the blame for that.
That's the equivalent of getting the hook.
Normally, if I buzz Daniel in the middle of a sentence, it's on purpose, but that wasn't on purpose, I promise.
So yeah, what do you think? What do you think about Dalvin Cook?
I have this running back issue with rookie deals is a real major sticking point for me.
And we're going to be having the same conversation with Chris Carson this year.
Yeah. I think Chris Carson's been hurt a lot too. So there will be different questions with him.
But he's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and the Seahawks do tend to run running backs a lot. But at the same time, he probably doesn't have as much wear on him because he's missed so many games. I think the issue with running backs is that people seem to be okay with the idea that I'm going to pick this guy in the first or second round, so we'll control him for 4 years, run him into the ground, and then he'll never get a big deal. And from a football perspective, I can understand why you would want to get a really talented running back, control him, and then not sign him, because we've seen over and over again that these big money running back deals, the second deal after the rookie deal, often they don't work out. I mean, we saw it with Todd Gurley. It's early with Le'Veon Bell, but his deal's not looking so great. We saw it with Chris Johnson. If you go back a ways with the Titans, there's lots of examples of running back deals that haven't worked out. This is kind of a moral sticking point for me, because the argument that I don't care what happens to them, we're just going to do what's right for the team, really dehumanizes them in a way that makes me extremely uncomfortable. So with Todd Gurley, for example, he was an absolute beast in his rookie deal. I think they said he scored 40 touchdowns combined rushing and receiving over the course of those 2 years, and then he got paid. I almost don't care what he did after that. I just feel good about the fact that that guy went out there and broke his body for that team, and he got paid for it. He got rewarded for it on the other end. So you can mess up your team financially in the future a little bit, but it feels like the right thing to do.